Good morning, everyone. Hi there. Ivan here from Classroom Secrets. I hope you're all well and I hope you're all keeping safe. Today, slightly different. Instead of the maths activity, I've got a science activity here. Hopefully, it'll be a quick, fun activity for you and your kids to try at home. It's quite easy to set up. My wife has taken up a lot of baking recently, so we've got quite a lot of food colouring and food flavourings at home. So I've just gone to the cupboards and just grabbed a ton. If you've got, you'll need some oil as well. So it is a bit finicky. I suppose it's not. It's all right. It's mostly you find things in the kitchen. So today is based on the Year 5 objective of properties and changes of materials, and we're going to be creating underwater fireworks. Now I say fireworks like that because we're not going to use any fire, unfortunately. Or fortunately for your parent, because I know what kids are like with dangerous things. Right, so what I'll do, I'll spin my camera around and we'll show you how to make some underwater fireworks. So, as you can see here, what I've got is a couple glasses. Now I'm going to ignore these two glasses for now because we'll come back to these. What we will need is a glass of lukewarm water. For best effects, you'll need to use a clear glass so we can see the fireworks in action. We'll also need to use some oil. Now, it doesn't really matter what type of oil. Here, I've just gone into the kitchen. I've got 2 bottles of olive oil here. I've also got a bottle of sesame oil. Now, I'm not too sure I've not tried it with sesame oil, so I don't know if it'll affect the fireworks depending on the type of oil you use, but for now, we'll just be sticking with the olive oil because I've done this before and it works quite nicely. Now, as you can see here, I've also got a selection of food colourings and flavours. Now, you don't need flavours unless you intend to drink it, which I don't advise you to do. You just need the colouring. So here I've got a green one. Here I've got like an orangey one. I did try to find a blue one, but we don't have any like bubblegum flavours at home or any blue flavouring, blue colouring, so we can't do that one. The green one works really well, but I have got a bit of pink colouring, so we could try that one as well. From my experience, because of the oil, like the orange doesn't come out very well, but you can try different colours and just see which one works best. Now, as you can see, I've also got a tablespoon here because we will be using this to measure out our oil. Now, I'm going to leave this lukewarm water to one side for a second because we'll come back to that. If we grab this empty glass, so it's just empty unicorn glass, very fancy, I'm going to grab my olive oil first. So let's open this up. And if we measure out 2 tablespoons, you can put more or less in, but I find that 2 tablespoons works really well. Depends on the size of your glass, to be honest. So let's say that's fine. So I'm going to dip one in. That's 1. Let's try another one there. 2. Okay, cool. Right, so what I'll do, I'll set this to one side a second because we'll be coming back to this because I'll try it with the other 2 glasses afterwards. Oops, not the camera then. Okay, so we've got our oil in the glass. What we're going to do now is grab our food colouring. Now, my dog's trying to lick the oil. 2 seconds. Jas, come on. Good lad. Stay away. Good boy. Right, so if I just grab this pink colouring first, I'm going to put a couple of drops in. So, as you can see, I'm just going to dip it in. You don't need a lot of this, so that's a couple of drops there. There you go. And as you can see, because the food colouring is lighter, it's not as dense as the oil, because it's light, it keeps the food colouring afloat. So I'm going to leave that there a second. So that's the pink one done. I'm going to put a bit of green, because green worked really well last time. And I'll put some orange in as well, just to show you why, it's not great, but I'll do it anyway. So if I just tip it so you can see it. So I've got my pink there. Just a little bit, come on. Oh, it's not coming up, this one. There you go, 1, 2, 3, that'll do. Like I say, you don't need a lot because once it touches the water, you'll see what happens. And again, I'll put some orange in. I wish I had some blue because blue looks really cool. Oh, wow. We'll see what that comes out like. Right, so once you've put your drops in, what I'm going to do is take a tablespoon, or teaspoon, whatever, and I'm going to mix up the mixture. So I've got the oil and the food colouring. So now we can see the oil and the food colouring is all mixed up. However, that's what we're wanting. We're wanting the food colouring to go into little particles like that, so little circles. So leave that to one side. It smells amazing though. I'm using flavouring, that's why. Okay, so here's our warm water. I'm going to tip it in now. So once you mix it up, tip it in. Oh, the water. Oh, let's see if it works. Ah, there you go. So if I tip my thing like this, hopefully it works now. If I tip a bit more in, hopefully that'll work. Right, just taking a bit of time now. So as you can see, slowly the food colouring is actually seeping through the oil and it's going into the water and it's causing loads of little explosions. So have a look. So the green works really well because it shows up really well. And you can see as it goes through the oil and into the water, it dissolves and it looks like little explosions. Now, you can talk to your kids about this, like, why does this happen? The reason for this is because the oil is lighter than the food colouring. The food colouring is denser. So as it seeps through the oil and goes into the water and dissolves, it looks like little explosions. It looks pretty cool, look at that. Boom, pow, pow. Some sound effects there for you. So try different colours, because red and blue looked really cool, but I didn't have any in the house. The pink's there, there's all looks, so the pink's there, the green's there, so it's looking really cool there. Now, oh, there you go. It's starting to get there now. It just takes a bit of time for the food colouring to, there you go. For the food colouring to seep through the oil. Boom, pow, pow. Oh. Right, so that's the lukewarm water. Now, if I show you the other two glasses, now this is a glass of cold water, and then this is a glass of hot water. Now, with the hot water, I boiled the kettle about 5 minutes ago, so it's not boiling hot, but it is still pretty warm to the touch, or quite hot to the touch. So if I take my glass again, and you know what? I use sesame oil this time because I've not done this one yet. So sesame oil on there. I should measure this out to make it a fair experiment, but that's something that you can talk about your kids with. How can we make this fair? So again, if I use the same colourings, I'm going to use a green. Put a couple of drops in. 1, 2. I can't even see it. 3. I'm going to put a bit of pink in, so I'll just stick with the 2 this time because the orange didn't really show up. And instead of, my wife is not going to be happy with this mess afterwards. I've got a lot of pink there. Right, let's try that. It can get a bit messy, so parents, if you're doing it with the kids, just be mindful of that. That's why I'm doing it outside, because if I tip any food colouring, I can just clean up really quickly after. So, here you go. Let's try mixing this. This time I'm going to share this mixture between the 2 cups rather than having to do it again. So let's give it a bit of a mixture. There you go, that's loads there. So put that to one side. Right, so this is let's have a feel. Right, that's the hot water. This is the cold water. And before you do this, you could ask your kids to come up with a hypothesis. So what do you think could happen? Why do you think the temperature of the water affects it? So let's try the cold water first. Tip a bit in. Bam. Right, so there's the oil. If I tip it slightly so you can see. So as you can see, it's taking a lot longer for the food colouring to seep through the oil into the water. Now that's because of the temperature of the water. It's stopping it from dissolving as quickly. Now if I do it with the hot water, again, really quick, straight away, can you see? It's already dissolved and the explosions aren't as dramatic. It's just literally seeping in and it's just making the water that colour. So can you see it's going through it? The explosions aren't really happening, and it's just going into the water. So that's because it's a hot temperature. So it's accelerating the rate of the dissolving. So that's just a quick little science experiment for you. You could try different oils. Like I said, I tried sesame oil there. It didn't really make a difference, but try different things. Try different food colouring. See what you think. Right. So hopefully that's something a bit different for you. It's not just maths all the time, a bit of science fun for you. Have a play around with it, see what you think, and hopefully your kids really enjoy it. And it is quite messy if you get oil over yourself for food colouring. So do it outside if you can, and then you can just wash that out. But yeah, have fun with it, enjoy, stay safe. See you next time. Bye for now. Bye.